Alrighty, so Jesse Minter's your new head coach of the Baltimore Ravens. Let's talk about him, give him my grade, and just a little bit of background on him as a coach. So starting from the scheme that he runs, Jesse Minter is the defensive coordinator from the Los Angeles Chargers. And with the Chargers and Michigan in his brief stint that we'll talk about later, he runs kind of this modular hybrid scheme of a defense. It's a very interesting defense that uses a lot of nickel and dime coverages when he has a guy like Derwin James, which I think connects really well with Kyle Hamilton and the creative ways he's going to use them. But he builds his defense based off of interchangeable parts. He rotates defensive linemen in and out, and he mixes up fronts, pressures, and coverages way more than he emphasizes just plays. He doesn't really run like a 4-3 or a 3-4. He really wants speed and timely pressure. That's kind of what he banks on as a coach. And his defense is one of the more unique instances in the NFL of a new defense getting added that more people will probably use as time goes on. So a little bit of history about Jesse Minter and who he's kind of worked with and learned from. He's kind of just learned from the Harbaughs, Jim and John. He was with Baltimore as a defensive assistant, defensive backs coach back in 2017. And then he was the Vanderbilt defensive coordinator in 2021 when then he left to go join Jim Harbaugh at Michigan as the defensive coordinator 2022 through 2023. Obviously won a national title, had a ton of success, and he was with the Chargers from 2024 to 2025. And with the Chargers, he had a ton of success. You can argue he had a top 10 defense both years. 2024, he had the best scoring defense, ranked first in points, 11th in yards, 7th in passing yards, and rushing, he was 14th. And in 2025, I think he only got better in every single category besides points. But points, they were 9th. Yards, they were 5th. Passing, they were 5th. And rushing, they were 8th. He just got better with the more system parts that he had. And I think that just speaks to him as a coach. He's an extremely young coach who I think is only going to get better. And I think that that's important in this hire for the Baltimore Ravens. So what do I grade this hire for the Baltimore Ravens? I give it an A-. I think he's a really good football coach. Again, I think Lamar is going to succeed very well under him and whatever offensive coordinator he brings in. I think he fits what the Ravens want to do. He's coming from that Harbaugh era, which is running the ball. He wants to be able to probably run the ball. But I think the more unique thing he's going to do is on defense with guys like Kyle Hamilton and Roquan Smith. These guys are going to be valuable players for this Baltimore Ravens team, and I'm excited to see what Jesse Minter does with him as a top 5 coaching candidate for me down the line in this cycle.